Hello, everybody. Last year, I knew if I wanted to expand my shrimp breeding operation, the most accessible way to do that was to go outside with it. So last year, I started a series of experiments of breeding shrimp outside. In this pond with the guppies, I put in a couple blue jellies and a couple reds just to see what happened. And by the fall, we had a thriving shrimp population. And in the fall, I caught all the shrimp I could, and I realized there's no way I'm going to catch all these shrimp out. So I built a greenhouse cover over the tub, and here you go. Seeing is believing. We had lots and lots of shrimp live all winter long. So now I'm trying to muck out my pond, getting ready to put the guppies out there for the season. And now every scoop I take, I'm finding shrimp, and I gotta make sure I sort through all the muck and gunk and pick out any shrimp. So this is a long and tedious process. So now this year I'm going big on breeding shrimp outside. Now the shrimp out here in this tub are nothing serious. They're just an experiment to see if they would live. But now I have the shrimp farm and getting serious. So while the shrimp outside in the pond, in the in-ground pond with the greenhouse cover survived all winter, I also did another experiment of trying some shrimp outside in a tub with no cover, no nothing on it. And that didn't work. We had zero shrimp. So this year I knew I had to put a screen on there to keep the predatory bugs out. And I also was thinking, I think they were probably just cooking because these black tubs get awfully hot. So I got two thermometers to put in a couple of the tubs, one on one end and one on the other, to see if they were much of a difference. They're pretty close to the same. But something I realized the first day I got the thermometers, it was only 74 degrees outside and sunny, and the tubs were 85. Now I knew that is no good when we get 95 to 100 degrees, that like we do sometimes in the summer. They would cook for sure. In fact, they would cook way before that. I knew they were getting warm, but I had no idea. So I'd already had stuff to get shade cloth. Shade cloth was in the plan all along, but I said I better get my butt out there and do it, because yesterday when I did it at 1 o'clock, it was almost 80 degrees yesterday, and at 1 o'clock the ponds were almost 82 already. So I put on these shade cloths, leaving a little bit of space I could see. Now that's the east, where we'll get the morning sun. That's the north, west, and south. So one of the best things about doing this outside is the heat, but it can also be bad. So I want some heat, so I left the front of the tubs uncovered so they can get warmed up by the morning sun. And then when the sun gets directly overhead, it'll be shade cloth, and then I drape the shade cloth, a lot of excess, on the back. So then the west in the afternoon will block the sun by the fence and the shade cloth. So hopefully we won't be cooking our shrimpies this year. You can count on the old security camera to get footage you don't plan on getting. Here I am installing the last of the shade cloths yesterday. So by the time I installed them, they was already 82, and the good news is after installing them, they stayed at 82. And so this is my temperature monitoring station. This is the snowball tub. This is the blue dream tub. I'm not sure why it says 129.6 was the highest recorded temperature, because that's not right, but these things do that. And then this is the one I've had since last year, and this is the in-ground pond that the shrimp lived in all winter. Now, the two I got this year for the tubs, they are the exact same thing, except the Chinese factory printed another name on the readout. This was Kirkanza that we got last year, and the one this year, New Winter. I went and tried to buy the exact same thing, and it said they don't exist, but try this. Okay, so I ordered it. and it's exactly identical, other than Nuentor versus Kirkanza. I thought that was funny. And today we are going to get all the way almost up to 90, which is pretty much an average day in the middle of the summer. And so today will be a really good test to see if the shade cloth is going to really do its job. And so we'll check in and see just how good the shade cloth does as the day goes on. Yesterday, by this time, it is about 11:30 in the morning. They're already past the mid 70s this time yesterday, and today is going to be a much warmer day, like 10 degrees warmer. And we'll see how good these shade cloths do. So just double check, 11:33, and it's 71.4 in one and 71.8 in the other. And the in-ground one is 68.9. Well, it's almost 2 o'clock. My car says it's 84, so let's go see what the tub temperatures are. All right, and so we are at 75.9 and 76.5 on the other, and the in-ground pond is 74.5, so we are doing pretty good. And it'll get hotter than this in peak summer, but today is about an average summer day, and I'm liking what I'm seeing because this is as hot as it's going to get today, I think. Well, it ended up getting up to be 87 today, and this one reached a max of 79.9, and this one, I don't know why it gave some kind of crazy reading of 129.6 earlier today, but this one is at 80.8, so they just started going down. I never did see 81, so 80.8 or 80.9 might have been the highest this one got. And the in-ground one is 79.2, so basically the covered tubs are about the same temperature as the in-ground pond. And like I said, we get days that are hotter than this for sure, but not by a ton. And if we're just hitting 80, I think the shade cloth is going to do its job. Ready? So many years ago, I used to keep goldfish year-round in this pond. And now I can say I've successfully kept Neocaridina outside. It survived the winter year-round. And I think we're going to get those tubs. The shade cloth is going to keep them cool enough. Because the in-ground pond, it never reaches 90. And so I'm thinking the tubs might reach 90. That's a little warm for sure, but I think it's not too bad. So with all that being said, keeping shrimp outside definitely brings its own set of unique challenges. I'm in central Indiana, and we got to negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's super cold. Now overall it was a pretty mild winter, but I did have a greenhouse cover over it like we talked about earlier. Yep. And pretty awesome. Shrimp lived all year outside. Sweet. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.